Hey guys! Today I'm going to review a Doctor Who story, and this one's called The Underwater Menace.
It will be magnificent.
The Underwater Menace was broadcast on the 14th of January to the 4th of February 1967 and is a four-parter. It's from season 4 and it's Patrick Troughton's first season as the Doctor. Episodes 1 and 4 are missing. However, they've recently been animated on the Blu-ray release. The Underwater Menace was directed by Julia Smith, written by Geoffrey Orme, the script editor was Gerry Davis, and the producer was Lloyd. Music was by Dudley Simpson, and a novelisation was done by Nigel Robinson in 1988. The working titles were Under the Sea, Atlanta, and The Fish People. Patrick Troughton was unhappy with the production, saying the show had ridiculous costumes and makeup on the fish people. Even the producer, Lloyd, admitted it looked like something from a 1950s B-movie, and the story is regarded among fans as one of the worst ever made. The Underwater Menace stars Patrick Troughton as the second Doctor, Anneke Wills as Polly, Michael Craze as Ben, and Frazer Hines as Jamie. So the plot of this one's about the second Doctor, played by Patrick Troughton, who goes to Atlantis, and he meets some strange characters, including fish people. So I thought I'd do this story because it came out recently. It was animated, the two missing stories, and there's going to be another Doctor Who story coming out soon, The Celestial Toy Maker, with different sort of animation. So it'd be interesting comparing this one to the one that's going to be coming out soon, which I'll review, and see what type of animation looks best. So the animation in this story looks acceptable, but the animation that's going to be used in the Celestial Toy Maker looks terrible from the trailer I've seen. So it's strange because this story, The Underwater Menace, is classed as a poor story, but the animation's okay, whereas the Celestial Toy Maker that's coming up, that's a classic story, and it's going to be ruined by strange looking animation. So one good thing about the Underwater Menace is it's a four-parter, so it's not long until it's finished. It would have been much worse if it would have been a six-parter, because the story is poor, it's boring in places. So episode 1's an animated episode. You don't see Troughton's face in the title sequence because the first few stories didn't have his face. What's interesting about this episode is it's Jamie's first trip in the TARDIS. The previous story when he was introduced was set on Earth. And the character of Zaroff is really hammy in this story. He must be classed as one of the most hammiest characters ever. Terrible. If they were doing an Academy Award for Best Ham, he'd win.
Nothing in the world can stop me now!
Yeah, that bloody actor's hammy is out. I thought bloody Jodie Whittaker was bad enough. Episode 2 and 3 survive, and actually episode 2 is the earliest surviving episode of the second Doctor. You see, Troughton dressed up. In these first few stories he seemed to be more eccentric. He used to dress up a lot in different outfits, and he was far more whimsical. I thought Troughton's Doctor got better in his later seasons, season 5 and 6. But in season 4 he's just finding his way, and he's relying too much on visual humour. You also see a terrible scene with the fish people. The music used's really bad as well. You see the wires, makeup on the fish people looks terrible. Hey Phil, you can say the bloody wires! And even Patrick Troughton complained about it, so it must have been bad. Then after episodes 2 and 3 you get episode 4 that's animated again. In fact, all the episodes are animated if you want to watch them animated. I think episode 4 they make the climax a bit more epic in animated form. It wouldn't have been that way on the actual TV programme, because they wouldn't be able to have the budget to do it justice to make an epic climax. But I think they take liberties a bit with these animations. I'd prefer to see an accurate story, how it's supposed to be done, which they actually do in the next story, The Moon Base. That's regarded as one of the best animated stories that they've done so far, The Moon Base. So it'll be interesting reviewing that one sometime. But I reckon they take a bit liberties with the ending, making it look a bit more epic. Speaking of the moon base, the final scene, they're talking in the TARDIS and it leads into the moon base, which is good. One of the problems I have with this story though, and it's to do a lot with season 4 as well, is the characters of Ben and Polly. They're a bit too bland and they don't really have much character to them. Both of them are a bit poor. Two of the worst companions. Whereas Jamie, who's one of the best companions, when he's together with them two, he's like a bloody gooseberry. He's like left out. Too many kooks in the TARDIS. It doesn't really work when there's a man and a woman, Ben and Polly. And then there's this other guy, Jamie, who's just standing there.
Unraveling the phrase, gooseberry, more than just a fruit.
I bet Jamie felt like a right bloody gooseberry bush. While bloody Ben's getting Polly's bush. Yeah, you're right there, Bones. Hey, Phil. I bet Polly put more than the fucking kettle on. Hey, Bones, calm down. Stop swearing. So it was good that they got rid of Ben and Polly, and then Jamie teams up with Victoria in season 5 and Zoe in season 6. It works much better. And Troughton, he improves as well in his later seasons. So even though it was just a 4-parter, I was bored watching it. It's definitely one of the worst Second Doctor stories. Really poorly done. The fish people look terrible. Some silly humour and some over-the-top acting, especially from the character Zaroff. So out of 10, I'll be generous. I'll give it nothing. I get snout out of 10. I thought it was terrible. What did you think, Bones? Did you like it? The bugger gets bloody nout. I've seen nouts are bloody daft. Bloody fish people. Okay, everybody, bye. Like, subscribe and share. Bye.
For Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role, the nominees are...
Nothing in the world can stop me now!